So, I mentioned my wife Summer and how awesome she is. We mentioned that she is a combat veteran from the United States Navy. Specifically, she did combat camera. So I want you to think about that. So when everybody else was going in to fight, carrying rifles and weapons, she had everything they had, plus she had a camera. That is how bold and brave that woman is. So we created an organization a couple years ago called ITeam USA. I don't know how many of you have ever heard of ITeam. I'm just going to tell you, ITeam is awesome. Okay? ITeam exists for three primary reasons. One is to better support computer science and IT education. So I don't know if you guys know, but regardless of what field you're going into, computer science and IT is going to be a big part of it. Okay? Even if you're welding, computer science and IT is relevant to that. Agriculture, oh my gosh. Have you seen what they're doing now? Where they're chipping cows? So that when a cow goes into a feed station, it reads the tag in their ear and it records which animal. It tracks their weight so that it measures their weight at each feed. So they know if an animal is gaining or losing weight. It tracks their waste to track whether or not there are parasites or other things happening with its health. Like, it is crazy, the kind of stuff that is happening with technology in every single field, even construction, especially automotive. Computer science and IT is taking over every job field. And so we have to pay attention and we have to do a better job of having a better grounding in computer science and IT. The other reason that ITeam exists is for social and emotional health. Because I'm telling you right now, I know it was kind of awkward talking about that emotional health a minute ago, but if one person in this room listens to me, if one person in this room tells a trusted adult, hey, I could use a little help getting through the day, then it was worth having that 5 minutes of awkwardness, right? Save lives and diminish human suffering. A third thing that ITeam USA has accomplished is esports. Is there anybody in this room under the age of 50 that has never heard of esports by show of hands? Raise them high. Okay, there are some people who don't know what esports is. So, esports is competitive video gaming. So think like football, only you're playing fork knife. Like football, only you're playing Rocket League, or Super Smash Brothers, or League of Legends, where my beloved Cloud9 is currently facing reigning world champions Fun Plus Phoenix, and I'm missing that game so that I can talk to you guys. Because you guys are more important. And because I can watch that stream on demand after this is over. They're going to get stomped. They're going to get smashed, and it's going to hurt my heart. But it's okay, because that's esports, right? Sometimes your team loses, and it's okay. And part of being a grown-up is learning how to accept a loss. So esports is a thing. And esports isn't just coming, it's here. It is not the future, it is the present. So how many of you would like to be able to support esports teams at your schools? Are you serious? You're not raising your hand? Are you kidding me right now? Yeah. You don't want your school to have a Fortnite team? You don't want your school to have a Super Smash Brothers team? You guys don't want to dunk on the kids from the next school over at League of Legends? So, ITeam provides computer science and IT education. We do competitions. We do esports. We do social and emotional health. It's a great organization. But let me tell you what I love about SkillsUSA. You guys have a national platform. You guys have support state to state. You have people finding things that work well and sharing that with your organization nationwide. You guys are so organized. I love the patriotism of SkillsUSA. I love your focus on professional skills. Do you know, one of the conversations that I like to have, I mean, I don't necessarily like to have it, but one of the conversations that I often have with our kids in ITeam is, if you've got 5 people all applying for a job and you have the same credentials, you have the same certifications, you have the same classwork, you have the same expertise, who gets the job? Somebody said the one what? Say it out loud.
The one who's on time.
That's actually a very good point. If you are late to an interview and there are 5 people and they're all as qualified as you are, if you're late, you don't get the job, right? What else can cost you the job?
If you're rude.
Who said if you're rude? It's kind of rude to just yell stuff out, isn't it? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. Professionalism, character matters.
Whoever makes himself look the best.
Whoever makes themselves look the best, that's good. Let me tell you one that nobody talks about because it's awkward and it's uncomfortable and we don't like to say things like this. If I can smell you, look, I don't care if it is BO or Axe body spray. If I can smell you, you're not getting the job, right? Now, is that something that you can comfortably say to somebody that you care about? See, some of you are saying no. I would want someone to tell me, right? Because I want the job. So I love that SkillsUSA focuses on all of the things that are relevant to you being successful in pursuing a career. Not just the technical skills, because you need those. If you don't have the technical skills, if you can't weld, you can't have a job as a welder. Is that a surprise to you guys? If you can't code, you can't have a job as a coder. So you have to have those technical skills, and I love that SkillsUSA does that. But you also have to get hired. And if you don't know how to look somebody in the eye in an interview, if you don't know how to shake hands confidently in an interview, if you don't know how to articulate for yourself, because let me tell you, one of the things that I love seeing over the past couple of years, more and more people on the autism spectrum have been getting jobs. Even though they can't always look people in the eye. Even though they can't always shake hands. Because we're finally starting to talk about how to advocate for yourself. How to express your limitations. It is okay to have limitations if you understand what they are and you understand how to work on them, right? Some things can be overcome with effort, with focus, with training, with support, but only if you recognize the need, only if you recognize that there is something you lack and need to work on and ask for help, right? Is that a weakness? I would argue, and I've heard my wife give this very speech to rooms full of veterans who are too tough to say, I'm not okay and I need help. It takes more toughness to say, I'm not okay and to get help than it does to stay silent and quiet and not get help because you're afraid to be uncomfortable for 5 minutes. So my encouragement to you, not just think about what you want to do instead of what you want to be. Not just that it's okay to not be okay, but I want you to think about introspection. I know it's a big 50-cent word. Introspection means thinking about your condition, thinking about how you are, thinking about where you are, right? And whether or not it's where you want to be. Now, we talked about there are some skills that you can improve by focus. There are skills you can improve by working on them. Well, there are some skills that you can't, right? I will never beat Michael Jordan in one-on-one while he's alive. That's just not going to happen, right? And I could work on my ball handling skills, I could work on my dribbling, I could work on my shooting, but the fact of the matter is, all the training and all the skills in the world aren't gonna make me a better ball player than someone who has all the same skills and all the same training, plus that natural gift. So some of you have natural gifts, and if you do, count your blessings, but also work on the skills to increase those, so that you can be the Michael Jordan of framing, right? But there's one thing that everybody can do. It doesn't require talent, it doesn't require looks, it doesn't require physical strength. There's one thing that every single person has control over, and that is how you treat others. I loved the opening thought that every single person you meet is fighting a battle unseen. You have no idea what kind of day that person has had that just cut you off in traffic. You have no idea what kind of day the kid who smells kind of funky in the lunchroom has had. You know, there was a kid at my school that used to get bullied pretty badly because he would wear the same clothes every day. And it's because he did not have other clothes. He did not have the ability to wash his clothes. He did not live in a home that had a washer and a dryer. And nobody knew because nobody asked. Nobody cared. He was the weird, smelly kid, and everybody made fun of him. You don't always know what someone else is going through. So you can't control whether or not you have specific talents, but you always have control over how you treat other people.